Hello again. I'm a rainbow, and today I'm going to talk planting in A Township Tale. I learned the hard way that nutrition was important in A Township Tale. Once I did, I made sure that I always had some cooked meat or picked blueberries with me, especially if I was trekking around where food might be in short supply. Then I started to wonder if the game would let me plant and how I could do it. The answer to that first question is a definite yes, you can plant. The answer to the second part has taken me a while, but I've got most of the planting worked out, I think. I know I haven't got all the answers yet, but I've got enough information for you to make a solid start. Here are the tips for planting. Tip number 1. If it's green, you can plant it. This includes blueberries, tomatoes, and apples. Harvest the green plants and you'll be able to plant them. Tip number 2. You need to plant multiple plants where you want them to grow. There's a failure rate associated with each type of plant. I don't have definitive numbers, but I've got estimates that I'll share as I talk about each type of plant. Tip number 3. Blueberries are the easiest to plant. You can get a lot of green blueberries from each bush. To plant them, you just take one down close to the ground, look for the green circle, and plop it in. Blueberry planted. If you plant 10, you'll get anywhere from 2 to 4 bushes to grow. Since there's no junk food bar associated with blueberries and I can get massive amounts of green seeds, I've planted them everywhere. You can initially find blueberries on the hill just past the town hall. There's also some bushes past the woodcutter's hut and where the tree men live. If you're starting up a server, I would start with blueberries first and start spreading them around. Tip number 4. Tomatoes are the next easiest to grow because you'll get 5 or 6 green tomatoes from each plant. To plant them, you need to cut them in half and plop one half down into the ground. I've usually planted these in groups of 6 and I've always gotten 1 to grow, but also as many as 5. They're used in recipes a bunch, so I've mostly planted these next to the tavern. Initially, tomatoes can only be found in the bandit lands, so that's where you have to venture. Tip number 5. Apples are the hardest to plant of the green variety. You have to eat the green apple, then plop down the core into the ground. I cut up a lot of apples trying to figure this out. The failure rate on apples is extremely high. Most of my apple planting has failed. I've managed 1 out of 3 and 1 out of 6, but I've also gotten none after planting 6 and 10. Apples are also found in the bandit lands to start with. Tip number 6. Eggplant is the easiest plant to grow. You have to pull the fruit off the plant, cut it in half, and plop it into the ground. So far, every single eggplant that I've planted has turned into a full-grown bush. That's a 100% success rate. You'll have to let me know if you get the same results. Eggplants are found in the bandit lands. Tip number 7. Put plants where you need them. Places out on the edges of the map so you can fuel up right before your adventures or right after. There's no need to wait to get back to town. My rainbow duchy is starting to look like a berry farm because I have blueberries everywhere and I'm still planting. Tip number 8. Watering doesn't do anything. Unfortunately, watering a plant does not help it grow. I've tried repeatedly, especially with apples. I thought watering might improve the survival rate, but no such luck. Those are the plants that I've figured out how to grow so far. I've had no luck with garlic, carrots, onions, or pumpkins. One of my adventuring buddies told me that there's potatoes also, but I have yet to actually see a potato plant in game. Has to be one because I've got a recipe that needs potatoes, but so far they've eluded me. Remember, you can plant your own seeds on YouTube by hitting the subscribe button now and helping me to grow the channel. I really appreciate everyone that takes the time to watch these videos that I love to make. This is Rainbow wishing each of you a bright day. Take care.